Welcome to the Soul Food Podcast.
The words that feed your soul.
I'm Mekhia.
And I'm Mehlnae.
So let's get started. So wait, let's just break the ice. Yes, we both are not in the same space right now. I'm at school. She's at home.
Stating the obvious, yeah.
Stating the obvious, because I don't feel like people be like, why does screen look like that? Asking a foolish question.
But we refuse to not do the podcast.
Exactly. We went on a little hiatus, but we back.
What person say? I'm back and I'm better. Right.
So we're gonna get into it.
Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about ignoring signs and messages, like especially pertaining 2020, because I feel like, and I know Mekhia, we've been talking about this, there's been a lot of signs, just for me personally in my life, that I feel like have been made kind of publicly, like with either celebrities passing away or someone in your family or certain things that you may be going through in your life that is a sign. And I feel like 2020, a lot of people are choosing to ignore those signs when really it's really a wake-up call. Like I just feel like 2020, it really is 2020 vision. Like people are showing you their true colors this year. People are showing you just a lot that, and it's clear, like there is no thinking about it like, oh, is this person like this, or did they really just do this to me, or like basically what I'm trying to say is like it's very clear. Like it's a very clear message that is being sent out to a lot of people, and it's like there's no way that you didn't see that message or see that sign. It's kind of like you're just choosing to ignore it. So personally for me, I know that like with Chadwick Boseman passing and stuff like that, like I want to also say for his family, like my condolences go out to his family and stuff like that or whatever. But that was very, very well, obviously to people who didn't know him, that was very unexpected, because he didn't share, his like thing that were going on behind the scenes with him in his life and stuff like that. But I feel like you may think, oh yeah, Black Panther passed away, but like for me, it was a sign like, okay, like whatever you need to do, like whatever you want to do in life, you need to do it now, because people who are doing what they want to do and really doing what they want to do and not wasting no time are passing away.
And it's like this is not the time to be playing with life. Like
no.
This year should have taught so many people that we're going through a pandemic right now. Many people have not survived this. Many people have died due to underlying issues and other things. So I think it's important for us to realize different signs and realize different things going on, because like Mehlnae stated, it's 2020 vision. And if you ain't seeing it now, you're never going to see it. If you open your eyes to the different things going on, like this, though Kobe dying, this person dying, that's not ironic. There's something that I'm going to bring God into it real quick. There's something that he's trying to show us. And whether people realize it or not, that's something he's trying to show us. It's just showing you the
and
best.
He can't make it any clearer. It's right in front of our eyes.
And the best person that you could think of, like Chadwick Boseman, no one would have thought he would have been going through that. But that's the sign that shows you that. To me, that kind of told me everything don't got to be brought to the light. Things can be kept. He lived a peaceful life. He lived a happy life with leaving that to himself. Think about it. If he would have told people would have been feeling sorry for him. People would have given him stuff because of this. He didn't want none of that. He didn't want any handouts. He didn't want nobody feeling bad for him. And I'm not mad at that. And even with Kobe dying, if people really sit back and think about it, Kobe lived a wonderful life, like a wonderful life. He did more in his 40-something-year-old lifetime than someone who's 60, 70 years old has ever done. Done. And even though his daughter did pass away, and that was sad, it's like little things that have been happening. It's just, things are crazy, and people are revealing who they are, and you got to see people for who they are. And they can't even hide it anymore. It doesn't.
No, that's another thing. It's getting very hard. Eventually, people will show their true colors. Like they can't help it. They will show their true colors. So it's like, for me, I know, like, I've been seeing a lot of people's true colors, and it's like, I'm not accepting that no more.
And I'm not
Like,
putting up with it. That's
I'm
not,
not putting up with it.
see people for who they are, not for what you see them to be, not what you want them to be. See people for who they are.
And
right?
can I just say this too? We always talk about this too. Don't confuse the good moments with, oh yeah, our relationship is good. No, think about the relationship. I'm talking about a friendship. I'm talking about an intimate relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, business partner, whatever. Think about the relationship in its entirety. Like, a lot of people in relationships, yeah, I have a good relationship. Do you have a good relationship, or do you have good moments in your relationship? Probably good moments.
And
Your relationship altogether,
for me, does this person
right,
is this person helping me grow?
right.
It's no point in you being around anyone if they're not helping you grow. If you're
Mm-hmm.
just my party friend, what are you really doing for me? Like, what do you? Oh, are you helping me grow? Are you helping my mind expand? Are you keeping me content?
And I do think there are different, you hang out with different people at different times. So I'm not saying neglect that party friend, don't party with them. You just know that you probably can't do business with them because you only go out with them when you party. So
it's just not helping anything. It's not helping you grow. Like, people, a lot of times people are around. This is a different story, different days, different case, different day for a different story. There we go. People are also around you for their agenda as well. So just
mm-hmm.
seeing how it is, because I don't know. I just feel like this year has been so clear. This is the clearest my eyes has ever been. This is the clearest like my mind has ever been. This is like so many things are constantly being revealed to me on a daily basis, on
Mm-hmm.
a minute by minute basis. Like, it's not just, you have different revelations or different like thoughts or different ideas. Like, no, so many things are constantly being revealed to me. My mind is constantly moving and being expanded because I'm happy that this year happened, because I wouldn't have been this way. I wouldn't have thought this way. I wouldn't have thought about a lot of things. I wouldn't have acted a certain way in certain cases and learned and all that if it wasn't for this year. And this year taught me to appreciate life and appreciate who I'm around and appreciate those who are in my life. And
Mm-hmm.
of course, you don't hate on those people that are no longer in your life. You pray for them and you keep it moving. You
Yeah.
have no ill intent. And I think people think that just because if I'm not talking to you no more, Mehlnae, like, oh, I want something bad to happen to you, or no, it's not like that. People in general,
Some
fans,
people are only supposed to be in your life for a season. You're not for a lifetime. And I think people are supposed to be in your life for a season because it's certain things that you're supposed to learn throughout life. Like, like throughout that season, you're supposed to learn certain things. Like, everybody who has been in my life that aren't in my life anymore, they have taught me a lesson. They've taught me a lesson. So, I don't really like, and listen, it's not easy when you lose friends, when, you're not in a relationship with anybody anymore, whatever. But think about it. Okay. This is what I wanted to say too. So I was watching, we both watch, Michael Todd. He's a pastor. And he's based out of Oklahoma. Yeah, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and his church is called Transformation Church. You can watch him on YouTube and everything. But there's a female pastor who preaches. Her name is Pastor Sarah, and she was basically saying. So she was bringing up how she got married and stuff like that, and her husband were dealing with infidelity. Her husband cheated on her. And she was saying, like, that season, that whole time going through that, her and her husband, like, she said she was depressed. Like, it was the worst time of her life. And we always say, I know I've said this before, I don't wish that on my worst enemy. Anything that happened to, like, with Chadwick, his wife, I don't wish that on my worst enemy. But she flipped it and she said, okay, if everybody were to learn from their situation, no matter how bad the situation may be, no matter how bad you think it is, if you learn from it, like, okay, like, that situation was bad, but where I am today, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that situation. You would wish that what you went through, you would wish that on your worst enemy, because your worst enemy is your worst enemy for a reason. But if they went through what you went through, that worst depression, like that nasty time in your life, they would become a better person.
And adding on to that, I think it's important for people to realize whether you're going through a struggle right now, whether that's mentally, whether that's physically, whether that's financially, you're going through this to get at a better stage in your life.
Yes.
And people, like, you need struggle in order to grow. Like, you need
it.
hardship
You need it.
in order to build character. If everything was all good and all roses and all flowers, we probably wouldn't be the people we are today. And if that's just 100% honest, and if everything was perfect, you would not need God. You would not.
And what would we learn from?
You believe in, you wouldn't learn. You wouldn't need nobody. Because everything's perfect. But that's not the way life is. And life is hard. To me, sometimes I don't even understand life a lot of times. But that's not meant for us to understand. We're meant to go through different things to help build character and build, who we end up being. Because different people, Oprah wouldn't have been at the top if it wasn't for the hardship she went through. She wouldn't have been there.
And I just want to say too, people especially, well, honestly everybody, but especially people who are our age. I know a lot. A lot of the times I feel like, am I supposed to be where I'm at, like, in life, like right now? Like, is this where God wanted me to be? And, I was having that conversation with my parents too. And my dad was just telling me, look, wherever you're supposed to be, as long as you're doing what you need to do, wherever you are, where you are right now is where you're supposed to be. And I feel like some people just have this fixation of, I got to get to here. I got to get to here. I got to get to here. And you're really not enjoying the moment and enjoying what you're going through. Like, you will get there as long as, you reaching out to God and, you are saying God willing, and you are asking God for that guidance and stuff like that, and you're doing what you're supposed to do. You're where you're supposed to be. And I know a lot of people, especially with our age, we're about to be 21. We're still figuring things out. We do not have life figured out at all, but we're trying, and it does get hard and you do get down, but it's like, where you're at is where you're supposed to be. So, but
and
when
everything's okay, everything will be okay as long as you put that work in. Because like she said, we're about to be 21, and I was talking with my mom literally about a week ago. And I was saying, like, sometimes I'd be like, am I supposed to be where I'm at in life? And she literally ripped me down. She was like, she broke down everything. Like, listen, you broken generational curses. You're about to, and you have no kids. She said, you're in college, you're doing a bunch of things. You don't have to worry about paying bills. A lot of people, they may have their own apartment now, but they were forced. They decided to go that way. But listen, you get to save money. You get to come back home after you graduate. A lot of people can't say they get to come back home after they graduate. She's breaking down everything that I'm literally blessed about, and I'm on the right track in life. And sometimes social media causes us to look at it and be like, dang, am I where I'm supposed to be at? Certain people our age that are like maybe in apartments, they traveling, they doing this. But
people choose different paths.
Yeah.
People choose different paths.
And I think, and when she broke it down like that, I'm like you said, I'm where I'm supposed to be at, and I'm going to continue to keep going to the destination I want to go.
And is it crazy? Like, I was talking to one of my friends about this, and I was like, why do I still feel like a teenager? Like, I don't know. Like, it's crazy to me that I'm about to be 21. It does not feel like I still feel like I'm 16. Like, honestly, my mindset, ever since I was little, my mindset has been like, I feel like I've always like mentally been older than what I actually am. But like, I don't know, I just feel so, I don't know. And maybe that's like, I am not in a rush to grow up at all. Like, of course I'm growing up. Of course I'm getting grown. But yeah, like, I'm chilling, honestly. Chilling.
And I'm blessed to be alive. A lot of people can't even say they made it to 21. A lot of people can't even say they made it to 20. Hell, they can't even say if they made it to 16.
16, yeah.
Just like, a lot of people can't say that. And we just, like you said, appreciating a moment. I think sometimes that's hard for me. I be moving so much where I'm like kind of more so going with the flow, going with the motions. And maybe that could be living in the moment for certain people.
I mean, I think somewhat it's inevitable, because when you do want to get somewhere and you have that ambition, that eagerness, like with your schedule and stuff like that, you got to keep going. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just like a constant. But there's little things that you could do, like, in the moment. Like, when you do have that little break, be like, okay, you know what? Let me just take this time to just remember where I am. Like, really even if you're just sitting in your room, just remember where what's the word I'm looking for? be
present, be
be
here,
present. Yeah.
intentionally do what you do. I think
Mm-hmm.
the only time I honestly really do that sometimes when I decide to clean up my self-care in the shower. Sometimes I don't, you know how you ever get in the shower and you know you got mad stuff to do and like this is your time, you know you can waste. And it's like you know as soon as you get out the shower, you gotta go right back to your responsibilities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This moment in the shower right now, it feels so good. You're opening your mind, you're thinking about things, thinking about everything, because my shower talks be some of the best talks with myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like really there, but I be
You
so
talk to yourself in the shower, Gaia?
I talk to myself in general. But in the shower, I be like sitting there, just like not sitting there, but standing there, just really,
Mm-hmm.
enjoying, giving myself love and all of that. And
Yeah.
I just be dreading coming out of the shower sometimes. But I know as soon as I walk out this shower, like it's back to
Yes.
reality. It's back to reality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's my little escape for like myself. I think it's important for everyone to find that escape because we are going through a lot of negative times right now. But you have to find that escape for yourself. Find something that makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
Will keep you going every day because I can't keep you going every day. You can't keep me going every day. You gotta have that within yourself.
Yeah.
So find something that keeps you going because if you keep your escape within a person, that person, anyone like who did my
When that person, if that person potentially leaves, then you won't have that escape anymore.
also that too, but I can't put all my I,
Energy.
it's human nature for each other to let us down. So there's not going to be a time
Yes.
you won't let me down. There's not going to
Yes.
be a
Yeah.
time I won't let you down. Like if I put all my eggs into
Trust.
like all like I'm new trying to use a different word. Like if I put all my expectation in you, if I have this high expectation of you, and you do something that's like, dang, like why she do that right now?
Mm-hmm.
It's human nature. Even husband and wife, even friends that have been friends for 40 to 50 years, like you can't put all your trust in not trust all your like high expectations, all your things into a human because it's human nature for us to let people down.
You can't. I get what you're saying. You can't expect that. Like I remember one of my friends, she was saying like she had just got into a relationship and she was saying like, Mehlnae, he's perfect. Like da 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 da. Like he's so not. She didn't necessarily say perfect, but she was describing it, and basically it sounded like perfect, and to me. And I remember like I hung out with her like a week later and she was like, yeah, he did this. It wasn't anything crazy. He didn't cheat, he didn't do any of that. But because she put him at that pedestal when he did whatever he did, it was like, dang, okay, he's not perfect. Like I can't put him at that height. I shouldn't put anybody at that height because when they do something that lets me down, yeah.
And all your trust, everything you had, and all the high expectations, you can't put all your trust into somebody. All your friends, it doesn't matter. You can't just think that someone, some people like, that person would never do that. That person would never do that. That my cousin would never do that. My uncle would never do that. But it's like, no, like anybody's capable of anything. You never can say what somebody would never do. Of course, certain people's characteristics, but like for little things, you just can't put all your trust into someone. Trust is not the word I'm trying to use. All like my high hopes, all my high expectations into someone.
You can't put them at that pedestal. You can't put them on a pedestal.
And people are always, it's human nature to let somebody down. Everything is not gonna always be positive. That's human nature for all of us to let each other down in the sense of it doesn't have to be that deep, but I could blow yours, you could blow mine. That's just showing that we're human. Like you're gonna do things that I'm not gonna like, I'm gonna do things that you don't like. It's just, even with the people you love. So I think it's all about we're all on the same even playing field. It don't matter if you got $1 million. It don't matter if I got 10,000. We're still all on the same even playing field. You're not better than me. I'm not better than you. You bleed just like I bleed. You pee just like I pee. And you do something else like I do too. So it's like we all on the same even playing field. So I think
like Pastor Michael Todd was saying, like where people go wrong is that, like, let's say, I don't know, I grew up with my relationship with my father is strained because he's an alcoholic, and I'm like, I would never drink as much as he did, and I would take care of my children and stuff like that. A lot of people think that they're better than someone who is an alcoholic and don't really have their lives together, but in reality, you're not. You're not. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care if you never drink alcohol a day in your life. You're not better than your alcoholic uncle or alcoholic friend or whatever. You're not better than them. And that's where we kind of have to humble ourselves and not judge so much, because, I mean, like you said, we're all on the same playing field, even playing field.
Even playing field. And even though sometimes you be like, yo, that person on it, they ain't even on my level. They ain't even about to get my time. It's not saying that I'm better than you. It's just, I ain't about to, you want me
There's no reason to feed into it.
Yeah, like, it's just, you ain't about to get me to stoop down. And of course, everybody has their moments where they've entertained someone and like stoop down to their level.
Yeah.
But that, like I said, that's a part of human nature. None of us are perfect. We're all going to make mistakes.
Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect.
None of us are perfect. So once we realize that, we're going to have a peaceful life. But now we're going to switch gears a little bit. And I know we always do a segment, but this time we thought it would be good to do like a segment, like giving thanks and just talking about what you're thankful for. Because I feel like we as humans do not do that enough. It don't matter who you are. We don't, as soon as we wake up, we don't just thank God or whoever you
for waking up.
Thank
Because
God.
he didn't have to wake us up.
He had to wake us up. Thank God that you have 2 eyes. Thank God that you have 2 feet. Some people wish they could walk, but we complain about walking.
And that they work. That your legs work. That you can hear. That you can taste. You know, some people can't taste. It's a lot that we don't think about.
That I could breathe right now. I don't have trouble breathing. There's certain people, you know, you just have, it's so many things that the list can keep going on and on and on and on, but we just gonna say what we're thankful for. So Mehlnae, if you would like to start it off, then, or you want me to go, don't matter.
You always do that.
I can go. Oh, what?
No, I'll go. I got it.
No, I got it. So, Lord, I'm gonna pray. Because
okay.
Lord, I just want to thank you right now for just even me speaking right now, even Mehlnae speaking right now, even just people who end up watching this are able to see this. Because I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of chaos and a lot of crazy things going on in the world. And I know you're the only one that can heal that. You're the only one that can fix that. No one else can but you. And I pray that you use us to help make the world a better place, whether that's even just within our household, whether that's even our family. The little thing can go so far. And just continuing to bless each and every person I love, each and every person that I may not know, even people that I may not no longer associate myself with. Please bless them, make them better people. Make me a better individual all the time. Continue to make my eyes clear, continue to open my eyes up to different things that I didn't know. Just continue to just heal the world, continue to bless it, and just making the world, it will never be a perfect place. We already know that, but just making it, the people in it better, because I think we are the people who make up the world, and we're just going to do better. And just thank you for allowing me to speak, allowing me to wake up this morning, and continuing to bless me. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I'm guessing it's my turn.
Yeah, it's your turn now.
Okay. So I just want to start off saying I'm thankful for this moment. I'm thankful for this call with you, and that we can get on the phone and that we can have these deep conversations like this. And yeah, so I just want to thank you, God, for waking me up this morning, for blessing me to have a good day, and choosing to have a good day. I feel like sometimes when we don't have a good day, it's because we chose to have a bad day. You could easily turn your day around just by saying, you know what, I'm gonna have a good day today. I don't care what's gonna happen, I'm gonna have a good day today. So I just thank you for blessing me to have a good day. I just want to thank you for, I'm just so thankful for God and for my family, Lord. I'm thankful for my health, and I just pray that it sounds cliche, but I really want to pray for peace, because I feel like a lot of people in this world are just not at peace. No matter what they're doing, they're trying to find that peace. They're whether that's being in a person, or whether that's doing whatever they need to do, or they feel like they need to do to find that peace, and it's just not working. Lord, I pray that those people seek you, Lord. People don't know don't realize the magnitude that you can bring to people's lives and how you can change people's lives around, Lord. And I just pray that people seek you, people acknowledge your presence, Lord, and that they realize that through you, they could do anything. And I pray that people also start to ask for your guidance, Lord, because a lot of people are walking in this world blindly. A lot of people don't believe in anything. And I think to a certain extent that is dangerous, because it's just, you're kind of just walking blindly. So I just pray that once again they seek you, and that they realize that you can change their life around, and through your guidance they could do anything. God willing, they could do anything, Lord. And I pray for this podcast, Lord. I see this podcast going to so many places, reaching so many hearts, and I pray that through me and Mekhia, Lord, that you use us, Lord, to do your work, to fulfill our purposes, to reach people, and not just in this country, but honestly around the world, Lord, who need to hear our words. Because we started this podcast due to us having such deep conversations, and I really feel that those deep conversations that we have, those intellectual conversations that we have, need to be heard, Lord, because it could really reach other people, Lord. So I just pray, I pray for tonight, Lord. I pray that you protect me and Mekhia, her being at school, me being at home. You protect us from any hurt, harm, or danger, Lord. And yeah, I just thank you. Thank you, Lord.
Amen.
Amen.
Yes. And I think sometimes people, especially nowadays, like, they feel hesitant to pray or bring God into the equation, but you will always hear me say something about God. It don't matter what it is. It could be like, oh, God willing, I pray that happen, or thank God, then just thank God. Like, yeah. I always say that, and I think sometimes people get like afraid to say that because they don't know how the other person feels. But it's not me trying to put God on you. It's just, I'm thinking.
This is what I think about it. This is how I think. God sees you every day, right? He woke me up every day. He woke me up every day for, it's about to be 21 years.
Every day.
Some people, he has woken them up. And listen, I know everybody don't believe in God. Some people, I do. Some people have been woken up for every day for 50 years, every day for 60 years, and haven't acknowledged God once. But he's still waking you up. Like me, there was a time in my life where I didn't believe in God, but in my head I'm like, okay, like, God got me through this. He wakes me up every day. Like, how dare I not acknowledge him? How dare I not pray to him?
How dare
ask him for guidance? Like, it's really like, how dare you? How dare you? And honestly, and a lot of people, I honestly used to be like, oh, I don't like to offend people or whatever, and talk about religion and stuff like that. But I went to a church, and they were just saying, God speaks through you. Mm-hmm. So you may get a message from God, and God will tell you, look, I need you to go up to this person. You may be at Walmart. I need you to go up to this person right now and tell them whatever. And you like, me, God? No, he wasn't talking to me. But no, it's selfish if you don't go up to that person, because it's not about you. It's about God and what God needs to convey to that person. They need to convey that message to that person, but God is just using you as like the middleman. Say, look, I need you to go up to that person and say this. And so I honestly think about, like, you know what, I really should, because I feel like God has done so much in my life. It's like, I gotta tell people. Mm-hmm. Like, that's why I really like Pastor Michael Todd and stuff like that. He's been, I have to listen to his story. He's been through a lot. He's dealt with addiction and all that. And he is, I like him because I really feel like it's God talking through him. Mm-hmm. Like, yes, it's him. He's there, like, mentally and stuff like that. But God is really using him to get the message.
He's here for a purpose, which we
definitely
all are.
Here for a purpose.
A purpose to spread the word, to spread the gospel. And I think that we don't all have to be pastors out here. We don't all have to. Right. But that's why it's also important, goes a little hand in hand, to be a good person. If you feel like you should tell somebody something, like, I don't know what it is, like, if I feel like I have to say something to somebody, if I have to say something to, if I have to say something, I'm going to, like, say it. Like, I don't know, there'll be times where I'm like, I just want to bring up, like, I feel like you came a long way. Like, you know, it's just hard for me not to tell somebody something good that I would like them to know, or something, maybe a flaw that they have that, you know, maybe it was like, I feel like I just be having different things that I cannot keep it inside. I have to say to somebody. Because I've never been no hater. I'm not, it's just not me. So I feel like you even giving someone the smallest inch of a compliment can go a long way, because you don't know how that person's day was going.
Exactly.
Well, maybe they just got done crying, but you giving them that compliment just lit up their day, like just made them so happy. And it's like, why wouldn't you want to make somebody happy? Like, just because.
And in return, it makes you happy.
Yeah, it makes you happy, and
it makes you happy.
It just I don't know. I like seeing people happy. I don't want to see people down and sad. Of course, we don't got to be all bubbly, because I'm not a bubbly person. But you just want to see people happy, and you want to be a positive person, and you know that energy when somebody's negative. Like, I'm an energy person all day, every day. So I can get a vibe. I can get energy. I know I'm gonna rock with you. I just know off that, and I gotta go based off that first encounter, because if I don't, then it's gonna be like I should have went with my first instinct. So I'm not gonna be disrespectful to you. I'm just gonna keep my distance.
But sometimes, can you admit, sometimes that first instinct, like I've interacted with people and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna vibe with them. But once, because you know how if it's in a group setting, sometimes you catch a vibe from somebody and it's like, no, I'm not really feeling it. But when it's just you and them, you're like, okay, they're really not. Maybe it was just in a group setting. Who, you know, that's maybe it's just, that's just how they interact in group settings. But when it's like that one-on-one, like I'm like, okay, they're cool. So sometimes that first initial meeting or whatever can kind of throw you off, but really they're actually a cool person. But I
think 99.9% of the time, I'm not gonna lie to you, my feelings don't be wrong about the person. Like I'll give it like 98%. It'd be like that rare
98%.
98% out of 100, yeah. Because I gotta go with it, because I feel like I've just been given that, like, I don't know, I just know, like, it just be like,
I know. There's been times where I've been like, I'm not feeling that person, and like a month later they'll show me exactly why I wasn't feeling them.
I don't be wrong when it comes to that, and that's why sometimes, like, that goes back to what you were saying. You gotta see people for what they give you. I do get what you're saying about certain times but I don't think sometimes I get a bad energy from them. It's just like, dang, are they okay? You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. But I'm talking about, you could be smiling in my face and I get this bad energy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah. I just know when I'm not, I just know, like,
when it's not genuine. I definitely know when it's not genuine.
Like, I don't really, this person ain't, I can just tell their heart is not coming from a pure and a good place. I could just tell. But listen, that's how we got to continue to pray for the world, continue to be good people. There's already a bunch of negativity out here. Like we always say, it's easier to be negative than it is to be positive. It's way easier. It's easier for us to complain. It's easier for us to just mope around and not do anything. But when you get up every day, you fighting the devil. You fighting what he wants you to do. When you moving, you're doing life, you're doing what you want to do. You're fighting every single negative thing that's built up against you. You're fighting it all the time. So you just gotta keep going and keep opening your eyes. And those signs you get, don't let that run away.
Don't ignore them. Run. If you have to ask yourself, was that a sign? It probably was a sign.
It was a sign. If you question
it definitely was a sign.
You gotta question it. It was a sign.
Yeah, if you gotta question it, yes, it's definitely a sign. Like, you know, I remember I was texting one of my friends. I texted her. And she was just like, yo, like, it's crazy. When you text me, it's like, I be needing it the most. Like, I be checking up on her and stuff like that. She's like, I be needing it the most. Because what I do is, if I just randomly think about somebody, like, think about it. If you just randomly think about somebody, you're doing your homework or you're doing something, you randomly think about somebody, just text that person, call that person, because they did not just pop up in your head for nothing.
And most of the time, they're thinking about you.
Yes.
When you really think about it, they're thinking about you. Like, they're most of the time thinking about you. And it's crazy to think about it. Like, why is it that's weird? But like, for instance, one of my friends, I feel like I haven't hung out with her in a while. So I'm like, let me hit her up and see what she's doing. She was like, yo, and me and her.
I was just thinking about you.
She was like, yo, like, get out my mind. Like, I was just about to hit you up, just about to say the same thing. And it's just like, see, they got that telepathy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you got anything else you would like to add on that?
No, just don't ignore the signs. Don't ignore the signs. Don't ignore them. They're there for a reason. I believe a lot of the signs that I have been getting have been very, very clear. So it's kind of just like dumb to really ignore them. Like it's clear as day.
Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah, just like we said, stay in the moment, pray. And honestly, this is a point in time, like in our lives, to do what you need to do for you. Like be selfish. Like if you're not right mentally, you need to do what you need to do to get right mentally. You know, if you don't know those steps or whatever, like talk to a therapist, something. Like I feel like we don't, especially the Black community, we don't care about ourselves enough. And listen, I just have to say this. Yes, like I feel like especially a lot of people in college and stuff like that or whatever, like yes, you want to make your parents proud. I want to make my parents proud. Okay, I know you want to make your parents proud, but like I know there's some people in college just for their parents. And it's like at some point you have to do what you want to do, what makes you happy. What makes you happy, what fulfills you internally, you know what I mean? And like really not just fulfills you, but like makes your spirit happy, makes your soul happy. Like we have to really take care of ourselves. I was just talking about this with my friend and she was like, wow, like I'm not even thinking about that. Like I've just been like kind of just indulging myself in my work, like work, 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 work. And yes, to get through college, you gotta do your work. You know, you can't be slacking.
And
You
it's
gotta do your work. But I told her, I said, but when you're doing all of your work and you're not focusing on you and your mental health, that's when you kind of have to, I'm not saying neglect your work and be like, nah, I'm not gonna do this, but be like, okay, you know what, I need to maybe work out some type of schedule to go talk to the therapist on campus or do something. Because I was just saying, like, okay, let's say, you know, you're making the dean's list, you're getting A's and B's and stuff like that or whatever, and you never really focus on yourself and never focus on your mental health. When you get that corporate position, you still you'll have that money, but mentally you won't be okay. And now you're stuck like, okay, I don't know what to do.
healthy balance.
It has to be a healthy balance, but we just need to take care of ourselves. Don't ignore the signs, don't ignore the messages. There's a lot of messages and signs 2020, and I mean a lot of people, this is the wake-up call for a lot of people. A lot of people are like, they hit rock bottom and like this is their wake-up call.
Open
So
your eyes. Open
yeah.
your eyes. Don't keep them shut. Don't just let things bypass you. Open your
Mm-hmm.
eyes, really see, and try to see things from different perspectives. And I know that's hard for people to do. Me and Mehlnae, like we always talk about this, like it's important to see things on both sides of the spectrum. And sometimes we can just be saying like, why people do that? Or why did this happen? But there's literally like, it's
Like for example, remember how so where we live, um there's like a McDonald's like right up the street. And every time we go to this McDonald's, the manager just has an attitude. Like she just has an attitude. Me and Makai be like, oh my
faithfully,
gosh,
like
oh
faithfully.
my
I
gosh.
want my grandmother tried to get her name. She's like, no, you can't have my name. Like she's faithfully like has attitude, faithfully.
Yes. So every time we're like, oh my God, this manager is working, like da 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 da. We never really had a problem with her. We're never rude or anything like that. But you could just tell like she don't want to be there.
Mm-mm.
Like, and I don't know, sometimes she could have attitude or whatever. So I remember you were in school. I remember I was driving and I saw her walking to work. And I'm like, I wonder where she's coming from. She looked tired. She was sweaty. And that made me feel so bad inside. And I really had to tell myself, okay, you know what? Like, don't, I wasn't necessarily judging, but I'm just like, dang, like, why she always got an attitude? But that, like, I had to humble myself real quick because I'm like, she probably got an attitude because she's walking to work. And when she get to work, she's hot and sweaty, and she don't want to be hot and sweaty. That's not justifying her actions and her treating customers and stuff like that. But that may be a reason why, she acts the way she acts. So you have to remember, different people go through different things, just because your life is good at the moment doesn't mean somebody else's is. So
Appreciate your life
mm-hmm.
and try to be understanding for other people. So yeah, that's all we have. So thank you all for watching. We appreciate the love, the support. all of the above, and continue to keep sharing. I
Yes.
like it, but like it too. This ain't YouTube, but like it too. Oh, this is YouTube. I'm gonna put it on YouTube.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm saying. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and everyone stay blessed.
Yeah, we love you guys.